So, what I did, Pisces, this time is I picked three cards to represent the period from the blue moon at the end of July until the new moon on August 14th, and then three more cards for the rest of the month, including the full moon on the 29th. And I picked a seventh card to symbolize the overall energy of the month of August for you. The first card I picked is a Two of Pentacles, and it shows the juggler juggling finances, two coins to be exact. And this means you could be working more than one job. You could be pulled in many directions. It could be a very hectic period for you. I totally connect that with the massive amount of energy in that sixth house in the month of August for you. And I really see this as not a burden, but like a sport. Juggling is for fun. It's not something that people do, but you are pulled in many directions. I will give you that. But in any case, you may be working a day job and yet doing some sort of other project that is a where you're turning a hobby into a business. And so it's taking up more of your time. For the middle card, I picked the Judgment card, and literally, this could be you finding out the decision in a court case. And since it's in the upright position, it will probably be in your favor. But this could also just mean that a phase of your life is ending. And I do get the feeling that this is the case because with the full moon happening in your 12th house on the 31st, the first half of the month is going to see you going in a new direction, especially towards the end of the month. But the Judgment card really emphasizes endings. And then you have the Six of Cups on the far right, and this is a very nostalgic card. It indicates harmony with the past, with childhood, with family members. You may find someone that is from your past and reignite some sort of relationship, especially with Venus in retrograde. This could occur. But there is a fondness and harmony with what has occurred before. And I feel that for the whole month, this will be a very healing time for you. The Judgment card also indicates healing, as does the Six of Cups. And so, with all that activity in the sixth house, if you had been experiencing any kind of health issues, this will be a time in which healing is possible, especially if you make changes that are necessary. And you would know if this is the case better than I would. Any Cups card is a water sign. And so I feel that there's a healing of emotions and that it's a very relaxing time in August for you. The overall card that I drew was the Page of Cups. And this means that you could be hearing wonderful news about a marriage or a wedding, I should say, the birth of a child. Now, as you know, Pisces, this is just a general reading. So all the cards may not apply to you, but in the second half of the month, the first two cards I think go together, and I just want to give you a heads up. I pulled a Knight of Swords in reverse and the Moon card. And this Knight of Swords in reverse may be a young adult male up to age 35 who is wreaking havoc, is a troublemaker, is sarcastic towards other people, a bully. And because I drew the Moon card next to it, which by the way happens to be connected to Pisces, I think that you may have to be careful not to get sucked into someone else's manipulation, which you know that a lot of you are susceptible to that if you don't watch yourself because you're very sympathetic. So there may be somebody in your life, and maybe a child, and you would know this. I don't think it's going to be just somebody who waltzes into your life. If you're on the younger side, this could be a person that you've just started dating, or maybe you've been with for a long time. But somebody who has rash judgment, is very impulsive and is chaotic, I would say, don't allow yourself to get sucked into their negativity. And if they are using their words as a weapon, which is swords kind of activity, then steer clear of that as well. The moon card just warns against delusions in this regard, I would say. And despite that, I picked on the right of those two cards the Ace of Wands. And this is a wonderful card that represents the beginnings of a new venture. Remember, wands represent the fire signs, and the fire signs represent creativity, passion, I would say joy, that sort of thing. And so, if you have something that you have been planning on bringing out, this may be the time that you choose to do it towards the end of the month. And there will be a lot of enthusiasm connected to whatever it is that you're bringing out. Aces represent beginnings. So, what I make of the last 2 weeks of the month is that if this applies to you, there may be some sort of male on the young side who is creating difficulties or trying to at least, and that using your intuition, which is the moon, and the Six of Cups in the first 2 weeks is also a card of reflection and going within. I do see that that will be very beneficial for you during the month of August. And so, to sum up the month, I think that you're going to be experiencing a lot of healing, some endings, and new beginnings. And I see a lot of harmony and love during this time, as well as the birth of new love of some sort, whether it's the love for a child or the birth of a child or attending somebody's wedding. It's going to be just relationship oriented and healing. So it's almost like kind of a reflective month. But then at the very end, you have that Ace of Wands, and it's like this new beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this, Pisces. And I will be back soon for the month of September. Bye, everyone.